Hello, 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 and welcome to LuLaRoe Tilly's Boutique. I am Elena. I'm one half of Tilly's Boutique. Tilly is actually our dog, so she does occasionally make appearances, but you won't be seeing her today. But that is our logo that you may notice up in our icon bar. Anyways, so Barb is out of town right now, which is why she is not joining me for our Maxi styling video today. But I do have some inanimate friends that are going to give me a hand with this today. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be styling the Maxi skirt. Now the Maxi skirt was the very first style of LuLaRoe. In fact, it existed before LuLaRoe. It is what started the whole thing. Deanne's daughter asked her for a specific Maxi skirt, a yoga waistband, a little bit of a mermaid flare, a teeny bit of a high-low to account for the booty, all of that, and it became such a hit that LuLaRoe is what eventually came from that. So we're going to be talking about some different ways that you can maximize your Maxi. So what I have right now is, like I said, I have my two friends here. We're going to start with this one. Now, she has a name, but she's Barb's, and we got her at Christmas, and I've completely forgotten what her name is. So in a future styling video, I'm sure you will get to hear what our mannequin's name actually is. Lena's behind me. We'll talk about her a little bit more shortly. So the first look that I have going here is the Maxi skirt as a dress. Now right now I have it over in Nicole just because they can be a little hard to dress sometimes. They aren't as bendy as we are, and they have this nice material on top that clings to everything. So you have got this Maxi skirt pulled up to the bust line, and you have a little bit of coverage right now because of the Nicole, but usually when people do this, it's in the summer or they are using it as a cover-up, so it might be a bikini top underneath. Now, if you are not doing that and you just want to wear it as a dress, then if you're like me, I don't like showing off my bra straps. So something like the Joy is a perfect addition for over top of that, because it covers up the bra straps while keeping you cool if that's what you're going for with that tank type sleeveless look. So this Joy is a stretchy sweater material, which is going to come into play in just a moment. Right now I've got a belt on her, and the belt is just pulling in that waist, giving it a little more emphasis, because of course the waist is the smallest part of the body, gives us that hourglass look. Always an awesome thing. But you don't have to have it on, because as I said, it is a slight mermaid, which means that it comes in before flaring out like a mermaid's tail. So you're not going to have this like crazy massive type of waist going on if you do decide not to wear it with a belt over top. But you can also use, if you have a Joy or something like it, this has the slits on the side which help you to walk, then you can also do some styling things with it. So you want to pull it up just a little bit to make sure that those slits are at waist level, and just do a simple knot down the front. Now what this is doing is it's going to give you a little more coverage up top if that's something that you're concerned with. It also is going to elongate the eye because you have this nice long knot in the front. Or if you want to, you can wrap it around into more of a raft dress style. So those are a couple of things that you can do if you have something like the Joy and you want to style it that way. Now I'm going to take this off and drop her down into the regular Maxi skirt position. So you can, of course, with the Maxi, you could wear a belt over top of it. So if you wanted to, again, bring the eye really to the waist, then you can wear the skirt up, show off that waistline, add in that belt. We picked up a little friend along the way, and it's gonna bring that extra pizzazz to your outfit. Or you can wear it on its own. You can wear it up like I have it right now. You can fold it over if you want. Like I said, it is a yoga waistband, so if you either want it to sit lower on the hips, or if you're a shorty like myself and you need it to be folded over so that you're not tripping over it, that is an option because it is a yoga waistband. So I'm gonna just kind of scrunch it a little bit at the waist here. And I wanted to put her on a Nicole because the Nicole is our fit and flare dress. And when we were talking about different outfits that you could make to really use your Maxi with different things, I know that Nicole is not one that people necessarily think of. So you can wear it over. It looks awesome. It actually adds a teeny bit of flare to the sides if that's something that you like. But I'm going to show you a couple of other ways that you can style your skirt to give it a little extra pizzazz if that's something you're looking for. So I love the Maxi as is. But sometimes you want something a little different. Or if you're doing something like this where you have it styled over a longer dress, a Maria, a Nicole, an Anna, any of those, and you want to show off that skirt underneath, then here's a few things that you can do to really make that happen. So the first is the rows. Now both the rows and the buttons that I'm going to show you right now, I will do a separate video on, or it may already be up by the time this posts, so that you can see how to do it up close, because you probably can't see it super well where I'm at right now. But I'm going to take, and I'm going to pick, I like to focus things like right, rule of thirds, proportions, so I try to pull down from that midsection, and it really is a nice look for the body. It gives you guys some great emphasis. So all I have done is I've pulled it out, I've made this tail. I'm using two, they're just regular hairbands. I picked one that kind of blends more than the other because the one that's underneath you're not going to see, so it's not going to matter. And once I've got that tail, I'm going to floof it out into a circle. Yes, I'm very technical with my terms. We floof here at Tilly's Boutique. You're going to pull it out a little bit from the body because you're taking the second one and you're making it the center of your thing. So you're just wrapping it around that nub that you created underneath to give your flower a center. And if you really want that to blend in, just make sure that your hairband matches the material. So what this has done, and what you'll see with the other style as well, is it's done a little bit of ruching. So ruching is where you have these folds that come in and they kind of disguise problem areas that we may not like. I shouldn't call them problem areas. Areas we don't like about our bodies. So if you're really self-conscious about the hip, or if you're really self-conscious about the stomach, then ruching is going to help disguise that. This one also, if you're walking, what it's done is it has opened up this section down here so that you can see that beautiful skirt underneath. But it's not so short that you have to worry about showing off anything that shouldn't be shown off in public. So this is the rose, and that is another way that you can style it. Now I'm going to pull out some buttons. Now a lot of people, when they do this type of styling, they use quarters. But why use quarters when I can get a jar of buttons for $1 at the dollar store? Just picked it up from Dollar Tree. They are in the arts and crafts section if you're not sure where to look for them. And then the other thing, also from the dollar store, the little tiny scrunchy hairbands. So I am going to put 3 of them on my finger so that I'm ready, because I'm going to do 3 buttons. And it doesn't matter if your buttons look the same. All that matters is that they're about the same size. So I'm going to do a similar thing to before, except instead of pulling up that tail, I'm going to reach underneath because my button's going to need to go underneath the material. And this is actually what I have going on in my maxi skirt as well. Now I'm going to create a fold. You can make your fold as wide or as narrow as you would like it to be. You just want to make sure that you place your button far enough under the edge of the fold that you get a full coverage. Otherwise, you're going to get some like weirdness going on in how your button looks. Now take your rubber band, wrap it usually 2 or 3 times. I'm not going to say once because you don't want your buttons to come undone during the day. Now that is just one button, and you can see it's already changed the shape, similar to how the rose is. Now I'm going to take, because I want to add a little extra, I'm going to take and I'm going to take it over here. I'm going to fold it up. I'm going to do more of a cascade on her. I do have the same thing, like I said, going on in my skirt, so I can show you in just a moment what it would look like if it is straight up and down. And again, exact same thing. I've put the button underneath. It's underneath the fold. I've wrapped the rubber band 3 times around it. And I'm going to go in for my last button. And I'm going to keep on going down at an angle, just because that's what I feel like doing today. You can do this in whatever way that you want. So I make sure that I fold it up. I'll take some pictures of how to do this as well, or I'll have Barb help me when she gets back in town to do a close-up video of how I've done the buttons specifically on here. And you've got excuse me, your buttons going on here. Now there is this little thing sticking out on the side that's not normal. That's just part of her being a dress form for actual sewing. So she is not just a dress form for display. So there we go. We have got some fabulous buttons going on. Now I have a second maxi that I'm going to put over top, so hopefully this isn't too distracting for you guys. But this maxi is going to show us some other styling that can be done. Now I would do this on Lena, but Lena has her maxi on inside out, so I want to make sure that I'm showing you guys with the actual maxi pattern showing. So this is a shirt that you can do, because we're going to be switching over to some tops now that you can do with, or dresses as well. So we have got, you're going to pull it around to the side. So you want to belt this baby. You pull my belt out because we don't want to show anything that we don't want to show, right? Now a stretchy belt is going to work better than the belt that I have right now, but I couldn't find my stretchy belt when I was getting ready today. So you've got your drape there. I'm going to pull up my sleeve and I'm going to bring this around. So this is meant to be a top. If you want it to be a dress, I suggest wearing something underneath on the side so that you're not showing the world all the goods. So you can either do it with a sleeve like this, or you can pull it all the way up like so. Except for it doesn't want to stay. There we go. Like so. It's amazing how it's a little bit different when being done on a mannequin. There aren't quite all of the bumps and that we have on our bodies. So that's one way of doing it. You can also turn it into a vest. So this is not going to require a belt, although you could always belt this look if you wanted to. Instead, you are going to pull this down to about the bust level, so underneath the arms, and then you're going to pull it back. Let's see if I can get it to, there we go, behind the neck. So you're creating kind of a halter look. Now if you're doing this on yourself, don't leave it hanging over your head, obviously. And there we have our vest look. And like I said, you can belt it, you can leave it like that, and there we are. So that is another way that you can style your maxi. This one is a slinky one, so it's a little bit more stretchy. Obviously, if you're planning on doing all of this and you're not sure what size you need, then feel free to, like if you're local to us, come and try it on and play with it. See how it works, if it's the right size for what you want to do with your maxi. So I'm going to pull forward Lena now. Lena is Lena because, well, Lena likes to lean. Lena's got these little feet in her that, well, they like to fall out. So I'm going to be a little careful. This is part of why I decided to do it on that model instead of on this one, because if I were doing that on here, she'd probably fall over. So what I have on Lena right now is, like I said, we have our maxi skirt on upside down and inside out. So the waistband is here. When I drop it down in a minute, you will see that the inside of the maxi is going to show over top. What she has right now is kind of a dolman style top going with a tank type of shoulder. So it's upside down. I centered the fronts of the maxi. So I looked at where the seams were, put them together, pulled it up to the center, and that's how I made sure that my center was right here so that it was nice and even. Then I knotted the top. So you've got this dolman here. You do want to make sure that you pull your knots enough over to the side that you're not strangling yourself when you put it on. But it's just a knot. If any of these things are things that you're like, I would be afraid that would come undone in public, safety pins are your friend. Feel free to use them. You can also, some of these things, I don't have any poppy clips, but the poppy clips could be used for some of these as well. So I'm going to take off her belt because I just put it on for a little bit of extra oomph there, because it is a very blousey look that she's got going right now. Then we are going to take these knots out. So this is what I'm talking about, upside down, inside out. And I'm going to take my corner, or not my corners, my side seams I'll spin her around here so that we can see this. And I'm gonna make her a halter top or dress. So you can do it either way, whichever you wanna do. Now I'm taking it all the way to the side seams because I wanna make sure I'm not strangling poor Lena while I'm doing this. Again, I am doing a square knot, not just a single knot, because I wanna make sure that this stays in. Flipping in that edge so that it's finished all the way around. And this is again where if you are uncertain, so obviously we got a deep V going here. Just blouse it together, and if you want to make sure you're not showing anything that you shouldn't, throw a little safety pin in right here to keep it safe. Or you can actually use a earring as well if you want to. I don't think I have any at hand right now. I should have grabbed one. You can toss that in, do 1 or 2, and it adds a little bit of bling right there in the middle. Now with this halter top, it's a top right now. It doesn't have to be a top. So I did a little pattern mixing for Lena today. But if you are wanting to go out, you got a trip to the club, you're on the cruise, you want, which this is great for if you were traveling and you want to be able to wear a lot of different things. Now she doesn't have legs, so it wouldn't be quite that pulled in, but it does also work as a dress. So those are just a few styling tips, things that you can do with your maxi dress to really maximize it. Oh, and what I was talking about, so I have going on here, it kind of blends in because of the material, but I do have the 3 buttons there. If you want to see close-ups of any of these looks, make sure to stop in at our blog. I'll have pictures up there of all of the different styling techniques that we did today, so you can look at them a little more in depth than on this video. I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous weekend. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below and we will do our best to answer them. And we will see you guys later. Bye.